those of you who got an invite, welcome to Nerd Prom.
No matter where in the world you are, we're all nerds! International. With the hyphen.
Here in England, we call apartments, we call them flats. And in our block of flats, right, we've got this guy who runs the block of flats.
The boss.
What he does is there are certain members in the flats that chuck out their recycling in the bin bags instead of recycling it. And
what?
By law, exactly, you have to recycle here.
You must recycle here.
You must recycle. But in order to check that people are recycling, he goes through people's garbage, right? And he just goes through people's rubbish.
Starts rooting through their rubbish bags.
And this is pretty fucking grim. What this family did in order to get back at him is they saved up all their tampons over a month and just chucked out a garbage bag full of tampons, right? That is pretty grim. But yesterday, yesterday he went through their bin bags and we saw him out there. We were watching to see what they'd done this time, and he was just going through. There was a brick in there.
Just throwing a brick away?
Yeah, and he just pulled it out. And he's just had these big gloves on, like his rubbish rooting gloves.
What
and he just
the
pulls a
hell?
brick out. And the utter bewilderment as he was just like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Coming at you live from a dirty ditch in Denver, it's me, Nick Lamley Lambslice.
And me, Harrison Hunt, aka Barry from Barry's Cones.
And we are
the Tabletop Twats. Wing, wong,
Bada, bada.
wang.
I like that we both said the Tabletop Twats this time for some
Exactly.
reason, and we still said it at the same time.
We are a tabletop podcast about RPG tabletop games.
Yes, we are. Last time I checked, yes, we are.
Hang on, we better check that. Can we just do a number crunch on that?
Yeah, 2 secs. Yes, you are.
Yes, we are.
Okay,
Thank you.
We are a tabletop podcast.
Thank you, Podbot.
Thank you.
Okay, this time we've got a show for you, ladies and gentlemen, and children. But if you are a children, don't listen, because this is for over 18s only.
It is indeed.
This time we've got what you've been slaying. We've got the main subject, which is going to be shopping techniques. How do you buy RPG books, and how do you buy them on the cheap? This is what we're talking about. We have got Inside the Mind of the Masters, which is a new segment. We've got the Chamber of Challenges, the Summoning Circle, we've got Electro Letters, and then we've got some more shit for you at the end. It's going to be an amazing show, is it not?
It certainly is. It's going to be a humdinger doozy.
Well, you can't say that,
Why?
because
It's been assumptuous.
it's racist
Oh, okay. To the dingers
to the dingers.
and the doozies.
Exactly. But without further ado, let's get into what you've been slaying.
Oi! Yeah? What you slaying?
This week, Nick, we've been playing a lot of shit, haven't we?
We have been, yeah.
First up, I wanted to talk about Harry Potter and the Tabletop RPG. Great RPG.
Very good, actually. Very pleasantly surprised.
What I want to say to the people out there is that we've got the actual Let's Play of that up on our channel, and that's worth a listen, actually. That's actually worth a listen, even if you're not into Harry Potter as a thing, because it deviates from the books and the films quite a lot.
That's
and
also quite adult.
it's also quite adult, yeah. Don't stick that one on with your kids.
No.
I think we made that clear in the first 5 seconds, because it's got some bad language in there.
Certainly has, yeah.
Actually, my niece is very much into Harry Potter, and when she heard that we did that podcast, I was speaking to her father, our friend James, about it, and I said, oh yeah, by the way, the Harry Potter podcast went really well, and she went, Harry Potter podcast? And I was like, yeah, you can't listen to that one. And she was like, oh. But yeah, go and listen to that one, because it's very funny. We got our good friend Laura to play with us, and she did really well. It's her first time ever playing an RPG.
Yeah.
We got a lot of good feedback about her.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing a sequel to that very soon. So go and listen to that. You don't need any knowledge about Harry Potter to enjoy it, and anyone should enjoy it, even if you don't like the
It
films.
was a laugh, yeah.
So the game itself was very good. It was a D10 based system. and it is free online, so go and download that. And all you do is you roll a d10 and then add whatever score. You got things like magical beasts, you got flying, you got potions, you got herbology. Finesse, which is basically actually the thing you use the most in that game.
Yeah, you do use a lot of finesse. I had one.
Yeah, you had one in finesse, and you tend to use that for pretty much everything in that game, which is probably the one downside, is that you use that for pretty much everything. But
what I liked about it was the fact that you can attempt any spell you like, and you've just got some of them obviously they have different difficulties for rolling on whether the spell works or not, but you can give anything a bash, which is quite good. It was a good laugh.
Yeah, you kind of have certain ones that might be easier if you're say a 4th or 5th year student as opposed to a 1st year, because you would have learnt more as you go along, and it's really, really cool actually. I really enjoyed it and had a great time playing it, so I would recommend anyone go and listen to that podcast, and anyone go and play it, because it's a great game. If you want to play something based in a wizard school, then please do.
Really good fun.
But speaking of what we've been slaying, I've just got a package just arrived, so we're going to do a live unboxing.
It's just happened.
It's literally just happened. This is live.
A mysterious hand just pushed it through the door of the studio.
I could really do with some scissors. No, you're right. I'm going to bite it like a monkey.
Go for it.
This is Deadlands.
So, what have you been slaying?
Deadlands. Deadlands alert.
Wow, that's nice.
Okay. There you go, Nick. That is the Player's Guide and the Marshal's
Player's
Handbook.
Guide in my hand.
These are brand new. I just want to do a quick shout out to a guy called Nick is smelling it. JT on... oh, mate. The new book smell. A guy called JT on eBay. He sold these to me, and he said he's an old fart who prefers Deadlands Classic, and this is Deadlands for Savage Worlds. Going to be running these soon. It looks really good. I think, although I've only just got this and opened it just now, I'm going to give it 10 out of 10, Nick.
Okay.
That's my comprehensive review of Deadlands for Savage
Meld.
For Savage Meld. Okay.
Brilliant.
Cool. I'm pretty happy with those. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Everyone go and get Deadlands. It looks really good.
It does look good.
Now it's time for the final battle. Magic missile!
What else have we been slaying, Nick? You got some new products, didn't you?
I've got some new products. I got a lovely present from you. Not really RPG related, but it's Gotham by Gaslight, which looks fucking awesome.
But then I suppose people do say that anything could be used as inspiration.
That's true, exactly.
But then that goes for anything. The other day I went out and got coffee. That could be inspiration.
We'll make a game out of that.
Gotham by Gaslight is a Mike Mignola tale about the Batman. And
the Bat.
He is after Jack the Ripper.
Brilliant. So I'm going to read this one on holiday. I also got Call of Cthulhu.
That looks awesome.
Which is a rules light RPG game where you play cats. So we're going to run that, I think. Looks really good fun.
You use cat dice.
Yeah, you use cat dice. You don't have any numbers on your character sheet because cats obviously don't know what numbers are. They can't do maths. So on your character sheet you have no numbers whatsoever. You roll 2d6. But you don't have to use cat dice. You could use normal d6s as well.
Speak for yourself though, man. My cats can do basic maths.
Oh really?
Yeah, they're very smart, man.
Yeah.
They do basic maths. Some rudimentary English.
Some creative writing.
Yep.
Meowing.
Creative
so
meowing.
I've got Call of Cthulhu, so I'm going to run that. And lastly, I got Mutant Year Zero, mate, which looks absolutely awesome.
Tell me about the premise of Mutant Year Zero.
So Mutant Year Zero it's a post-apocalyptic game where you are a bunch of mutated humans. No more humans are left.
And I believe in that book they call them Mongs.
No.
Okay.
And so no one's older than 30 years old. You live in a thing called the Ark. You've never been outside the walls of the Ark into the dead zone. But even now, you've been safe all this time. But resources are starting to run out. There's one guy, the Elder, who was from the old times, and he kind of rules everything. He's getting really old now himself. Resources are getting more scarce. You've got to venture outside. So you go outside your confinements of the Ark, and you're like exploring this new world, if you like, and it's that's why it's Mutant Year Zero.
And so
all
do
play
you
mutants.
have like kind of special powers? So
Yes.
each Mong has his own sort of power,
Yeah, exactly.
and
that.
you can gain new powers as you Mong up.
You get new mutations, and it's all about like harnessing the power of the mutation, and you get mutation points, and you can put them into the mutation, and they're very powerful. Like the mutation is the most powerful thing, a part of the game, but it's how you use them. They also take a toll on your body and stuff like that. It's a D6 pool-based system. It looks fucking awesome, and I also backed the Mechatron Kickstarter, so it's the same. All the games just link together, so you can play this, you can play Mechatron.
Well, we will talk about Mechatron during the shout-outs, but that looks fucking sick also.
That does look cool. But yeah, the artwork, I mean, check the artwork out. It's all like...
The artwork is
Comic
actually amazing. It reminds me very much of... I want to say, if you'll allow me, I want to say Why the Last Man? Something like that.
Nice.
It reminds
Yeah,
me
it
a
does,
little bit of Why the Last Man, that sort of art
I
style.
know what you mean.
And it's very comic booky. It's very communist, the artwork.
It's very
And,
commie, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice book. I'm thinking of getting this also because it's an amazing looking book. It looks like a really fun game. And also, want to get into Mutant Mechatron, which looks like a sick game.
And also Genlab Alpha, which is when you play mutated animals. So
See, we can't speak today, and I have an excuse because I'm taking some new medication, which makes me feel like I'm drunk. But what's your excuse, Nick?
I'm taking some old medication.
Small medication. You just found it in a cupboard. Somewhere. It's out of date, and you just thought, I'll take these.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. Good. So that's what that is going on there. But wait a minute.
There's
'cause
loads more.
There's loads more
Because we're always slaying shit.
We're always slaying shit, and we have been playing Winter Eternal for Savage Worlds, which is a great game. We're getting dangerously close to being a Savage Worlds podcast here because we talk about that shit way too much. But I've also been playing some non-Savage Worlds stuff. Winter Eternal for Savage Worlds is, as we've said before, a fantasy setting where the sun done gone and goofed up, and as a result,
boom.
it went boom, and the world is covered in snow.
And it's chilly now.
Yes, and basically in that, a lot of crazy shit has happened, but we have been playing a story where there's a journalist called Julia who has got a lead on a rumour about a guy who's been able to survive out in the wastelands with no protection. And for context, that's basically undoable without something called an ice suit. And so the party have been tasked with going investigating that, and they convinced Julia to come with them. And they all got ice suits and went out to investigate it. And it was a really, really fun mission, actually. And one of the coolest highlights was when you guys had a direction, you had basically coordinates, and you were going out into the snow, into the tundra, and you got to a town, were walking out there, and were heading in this direction, and a super blizzard started up.
So what did we do?
I don't know who the fuck came up with this idea, but you decided to get into your tent because you thought, okay, cool, get into the tent, great.
No, we digged a hole.
You dug a hole,
and then we decided to use the roof as
put a tent over it because you thought it would give you a bit of extra protection. Okay?
Yeah, but then
it's a little bit thick. It's a little bit thick, but you can understand the logic, right? But then obviously James, I think it was, said, but we don't want the tent to go away, so let's tie ourselves to the tent, right?
To the rope.
And I was just like, I understand it, but the tent's just going to basically form a sort of kite, and you guys just went flying into the air, and completely lost your direction.
Yeah.
And so you're just in this blank, featureless,
We didn't know where we was, did we?
featureless fucking snow desert.
Yeah.
Not able to see where you were going and lost your direction. Got lost for ages. Had to fight an ice giant out in the snow.
That teach us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was fun.
Got beaten the fuck up, and then eventually.
I like the way the ice giant. We asked him a question, and he was like, "That way," and he was like, "Oh, that was easy." And he was like, "But now we have to fight to the death." And then we had to fight him, and then after we actually talked him into stopping it. And then he'd lied to us anyway, the bastard.
Yeah, no, but you asked him where civilization
Oh,
was.
my civilization. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
'Cause
It was fun, though.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Trying
And,
to reason with an ice giant was great.
well, what was cool was you eventually found the rumor was that this guy was like basically a little frozen child out in the wastes.
Yeah.
But you eventually found him and found that it wasn't a child. It was just people that had seen him and thought it was a child, but it was actually a dwarf. And he was like, "You right, pal!"
It was a snow dwarf, yeah.
Yeah,
Now
and
you got to die.
he had special powers that allowed him to stay in the ice, but he wanted to live peacefully, so he had to try and kill you because you discovered him. And,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
that was the end of it. And you killed him and got back and reported.
We melted his balls.
Yeah, that was it. You all went for the nuts for some reason.
That was nasty.
During the
yeah.
fight, everyone was attacking him in the balls.
Why?
It's like, why the nuts every time?
That's savage. But yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was a really, really fun episode. And then I think the follow-up one now with sort of dealing with the investigation.
This is fun. We've got an investigatory games now kicked in, and it's what we're doing. We're trying to work out. Oh, yeah. So this statue keeps getting erected every night, and we don't know how.
But people's metal and
mechanical objects
are going missing.
Yeah,
and
blasting through the doors of the walls of the houses or whatever. Yeah.
Probably using some sort of magnetic force.
Yes.
And they're being erected every night and being made into a statue.
Almost like a woman robot rocking a baby.
Yes, and the only sightings that have been made are a big dude has been doing it, and he's in a brown cloaked robe, and he's been looking at the statue saying, "Mummy,
Mummy."
and that's it. That's all the guys
That's
know
all
so
we
far.
know at the moment.
I expected them to get further in that campaign last night.
We got a bit sidetracked with Barry.
They got sidetracked, killing people. They stumbled across basically a weed farm and got into a fight
over the weed.
Yeah, and tried to cultivate the weed, but ended up mashing it up.
Anyway, yeah, and then the homeowner who we was trying to help out stabbed Jules.
Yeah,
and then stabbed me
Julia.
and gutted me as well. So he had to die.
So yeah, basically a lot of fucking about, but that's Winter
good fun,
Eternal.
though.
I mean, we had sort of a survival type mission, and now we're having a city-based intrigue mission.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really, really
Versatile
good.
game.
Yeah, so check out Winter Eternal.
Where would you get it from?
Very, very last. Where would you get that from?
Yeah.
You can get it from Drive-Thru RPG.
Okay.
Which is a print-on-demand and PDF-based service. And it's... would you say, Nick, to give me a quick number crunch, actually, Podbot. Beep, 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 beep. How expensive is it? Would you say it was very cheap, Podbot?
I would.
Okay, thanks, Podbot.
Thank you.
Unlucky. 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 Unlucky.
What happens in Warhammer?
Fuck, man, the Warhammer game was
What didn't
great,
happen?
wasn't it?
Yeah.
We, you guys, while I was away in prison, turned up at my husband's mansion. My husband's an evil overlord, basically.
Yeah, Lenny. Dreadlord Lenny.
Yeah, and you turned up at my mansion. I just got out of prison and went home to find you guys chasing him about trying to kill him.
Yeah. A screaming skull.
So I went in, found all the evil minions.
They're just your friends. You were like, Fluffy, Truffy, Buffy and Wuffy. What are you two doing?
Yeah, and those were all like
hands.
skeleton
Disembodied
minions.
hands
Oh,
and
disembodied
stuff.
hands, that was
Yeah.
it. And so I had to fight the other player characters.
Yeah, we had a fight. You had Paul, which was a what was he? A golem.
He was a flesh golem.
Yeah, with his little chef hat on and apron. You had a screaming skull that was like, "Oh yeah!"
The Screaming Skull. We said he looked like he was basically this skull that instilled fear in people, and they had to like do sort of like spirit saves against fear.
Yeah.
And as a result, we said that he looked like a heavy metal album cover. So he actually screamed like a heavy metal singer.
up, Taliban?
And he'd be like, "What's up, Taliban? Oh yeah!"
And it just landed on Lenny's shoulder like a little skull parrot.
Yeah, he was awesome. And so
so
ended up
funny.
with me fighting you guys with
Yeah.
a bunch of minions, and it was awesome. I cut your ear off.
You cut me. Oh yeah, he lopped my ear off. Yeah.
You're like, my fucking ear! You took my ear! Man, that was a really fun
It was
fight.
crazy, but it's brilliant. I love it.
So yeah, I was trying to make it kind of challenging because I knew that I was the boss fight. So I was trying to be brutal.
Fair enough.
I was like shooting you guys with my
nuts.
guns. I was fucking
I
stabbing
do love
you.
a bit of inter-party fighting though. It's interesting
Sometimes it
angle.
happens in
Yes.
movies, and sometimes it happens in real life. I guess. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
and it's got to happen. And I think that if you're playing it, you've got to play it like you would.
Oh,
you're role
absolutely.
playing, And in that case, she was pissed off that you guys didn't try to save her in prison. And like you were saying in the game, the characters did actually try and find her, and you did actually try and save her. But she's thick, and she didn't know that.
And she's been warped now.
Yeah, and she's been warped
She's a
and
mess.
is now a bit evil
Yeah.
and is fucked up and is all grim and diseased from her time in prison. And
And drinking all that warp stone.
Yeah, but you can't blame her for that.
And her eyes
it was shiny.
Her eyes all milky, where like her vision's not kicked in from her mutation.
So the point is, yeah, she's thick and stupid, and as a result, yeah, she's fighting the party. But it was great fun.
Brilliant. It's
Yeah, it was
fantastic.
very comical and silly, but it was
dark as well. Though.
It was dark at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Eric's doing a bang up job.
Mate, it was wicked. It was one of my favourite sessions.
Yeah, me too.
For a long time. So yeah, absolutely loved that. But that's it, isn't it?
That's it,
That's
yeah.
what we've been slaying. What a great bloody couple of weeks it's been,
It
man.
has been, yeah. It really has.
For just a bit of homework for the listeners, check out Harry Potter and the Tabletop RPG. We'll put a link in the description and go and check out our Let's Play of that.
Yes,
you will
please.
enjoy it.
Yes.
Please.
Please do.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Main. Subject. Main. Subject. Sorry.
This is the main subject, and what we wanted to talk about is gaming on the cheap. Mm-hmm. Cheap, like the budgie.
Like a budgie.
Like the budget.
Cheap budget, yeah.
So what we wanted to do is we've already spoken about where to get started with RPGs and things like that in a previous cast. So you're probably not going to find that here. But assuming you've already started with
Got a
RPGs and things
foundation,
like
yeah.
that, and now it's costing you too much and things like that.
How much? 58
What-
quid for a book?
Sorry,
Yeah.
come on,
Not happening.
not happening. What I wanted to say was on the What You've Been Slaying segments of this podcast, I didn't want people to get a misconception that Nick and I are made of money or anything like that. Because we always, come to these fucking segments and speak as if we buy shit every week.
Got a new product, yeah.
And realistically, it seems like we do. But we Nick, you have actually kind of a small gaming budget every month, and
Yeah.
as do I. I spend relatively little. You have a small gaming budget. I'm a carer. I make very, very little money. The only thing is that I'm quite smart and very, very frugal about the way I spend my money on gaming stuff. And as a result, I wanted to share the techniques of how I do this.
Your special moves.
My special moves.
Your spin move?
Hadoukens. My spin move.
And
my
your
Hadouken.
Hadoukens. Yep. Your flash
my
kicks.
Hurricane Kiku.
Yeah.
All of this stuff. I want to share that with you guys because...
But only you guys.
Well, only you guys. So don't tell anyone because these are secret moves. Okay? Up, down, A, B, start. Alright?
That's
That's one of them. And,
ABBA. But no
so
more.
the first one we want to get into, we're going to talk about eBay.
Yeah, let's talk about the baby.
Let's talk about the bay. Because with eBay, right, first thing we want to do is when you're buying stuff on eBay, there's a few things that you want to get into there. Because let's say, for instance, there's a rule book you're after, or a supplement, or something like that, and you want to get it, right? A lot of people, they want to buy new. Right, that's one thing you got to get out of your head straight away because you're.
This hobby don't always work like that.
It don't always work like that because new is good, but that's a luxury. And if you're trying to save money, don't always buy new. But you can get it in new condition. Just earlier today, I got these Deadlands books that I got
As new, they look.
as new, and I got those off eBay, and those were I think 2/3 of the price. I got both of them for 20 quid, and that is actually I think that's like 1/3 of the price.
That's cheap.
It's ridiculous.
Very cheap, and they look brand new.
They look brand new. The guy only used them once, and that was because of a few techniques which we're about to share. First off, one of the things you want to look for is buy it now or best offer.
Or best offer, that's what.
Because
yeah,
if
absolutely.
you're on eBay, obviously you can bid for things. That's not what you want. You want buy it now or best offer, because if you bid for things, other people will bid and it'll hike the price up, and you'll end up paying close to what you would pay elsewhere.
They put a bot on it.
Yeah, if you put exactly with the buy it now or best offer, you can often undercut and get some sick price
Because the person knows they're going to get sat.
Yeah, and you can do some sort of clever bartering. For example, with Hackmaster, which is those books are often quite sought after and quite expensive. Robin Loft, for example, which is an adventure for Hackmaster. That book is worth about £40. Usually goes for about £40. Now you will find some exceptions to that rule. Now I saw one on there for about 30 quid, which is actually a decent price, and I saw it for about £30. But I saw one on there for buy it now or best offer for £30. So what I did is I went in there with my best offer, went in there at £10, which is basically insulting.
Yeah.
Is he going to come back with an offer of 25? No, because I've went in at 10. Mm-hmm. So he gave me an offer of 20 instead, which means that I can then come back at 15. So he was like, so I offered 15. He gave it to me for 15.
There you
so
go.
I got a £40 book at 15 quid.
Bang.
Bomb.
Beautiful.
Bum.
How many? But do let bum.
Bum.
But also, how many offers do you get? Is it 4
I think you get 3.
for the bartering?
Yeah. So with this Deadlands books, actually, that was kind of a funny story because he wanted 20 for the both of them.
Yeah.
And I offered 10. And then he came back with $17.50, and then I came back with 15, and then he just declined it outright, and so I paid 20.
You got a little bit angry.
But nonetheless,
but if you don't try,
if you don't try, you don't get. And
Exactly.
still 20 quid was actually a really, really good offer
Yes,
for the
it
both
is,
of them.
yeah.
So, so you want to go on there and get the buy it now ones, because if people are bidding, it'll just hike up the price. And
Yeah.
buy it now best offer, so you can offer something cool for it and go for that rather than some sort of bidding war that ends up being really shit.
and this guy might have been trying to sell it for ages, and there's bidding going on, or it does, or no one's bidding on it at all, and he can't sell it, and he's just like, I just want some money for it. So.
And honestly, with eBay, there's never going to be an easy button. What you need to do is go on there and check. You need to get onto there, check the pictures out, and check the condition. Because often, good, when it's talking about the condition, that good does not mean good. Good means tattered and shit.
Not so good.
Acceptable means absolutely unacceptable.
Dog shit. Yeah.
So be wary of that, and make sure you're checking those. eBay,
Was it as new? I think is what you're looking for.
as new as what you're looking for. And actually, these Deadlands, these were listed as good,
They're a lot
which
better
is
than
crazy.
good.
So
they're a lot better than good.
yeah, amazing. Get those are the ones on eBay you really do need to properly check and mine into the details. But
Push
it
that
will be
best offer button. Yeah,
Exactly.
Be a bit cheeky. You don't always have to go in loads under.
often you will be rejected, but it will pay off. On the few times it pays off, you'll be
make a really
so
good
happy.
saving. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been putting an offer in for a guy for the what is it? It's the DM book for Hackmaster, and he wants £100 for it, and I'm not paying £100 for it. But I keep putting an offer in, but he's just ignoring it, which is annoying. But no one's buying it, so it will be mine sooner or later.
Yeah, I mean, so for everyone out there, get on eBay and be cheeky, and for the few times that it pays off, it will absolutely make up for the times that it doesn't.
Yeah.
You will save so much money, it's unbelievable. Next up, we want to talk about Amazon. Amazon basically, more often than not, isn't worth your time. You'll find that the prices on there are pretty much going to be standard across the board. But sometimes some of the things are lower price. So when you're doing your little shopping trips, just check on there just in case.
And sometimes if it's something quite obscure, you'll think it'd never be on there, and believe it or not, it is, and it's the only place you can find it or stuff.
As
like
an example, Pirates of the Spanish Main, ordered that the other day. That is an out of print book. Usually the out of print books are going to be way more expensive on Amazon than anywhere else. On eBay, the out of print books, sometimes people will underprice them because they don't know what they've got.
Yeah, of course.
On Amazon, they'll usually be overpriced because the people do know what they've got. I don't know why that's the case, but that usually is the case. On Amazon, Pirates of the Spanish Main is out of print. I guess there's just not that much of a demand for it, but on Amazon it was £10. So
Wow.
really can't argue with that.
No, not at all. That's a big old book as well.
Yeah, so rarely is that the case on Amazon, but
almost
sometimes
an
it
exception.
is.
Yeah.
So just double check it just in case.
Mm-hmm.
On Amazon, for some reason, the conditions there tend to be accurate.
Yeah.
So pay attention to those. Like new tends to mean like new. Acceptable tends to mean that it's
Dog-eared.
going to be dog-eared and shitty, but you can use it if you need to. It's just about acceptable.
Yeah.
So use it if you need to. The next one I wanted to talk about actually is Google Shopping.
Oh, okay. Press the shopping tab.
Yeah, because I found some weird ones on there. Sometimes I find that it's not completely adequate because you won't find all the Amazon listings on there. Because on Amazon you'll have like loads of different shops that list it, or on eBay they'll have loads of different shops listing it. You won't-
I've used that actually a couple of times. I just found online UK-based shops that actually have books that I didn't think you could get over here that were American, or I'd have to import in, and they've actually had them in stock. So,
exactly. But the reason it's not usable all the time is worth a check. Just if you're looking for a specific book, just double check on there before you purchase it from anywhere else. Specifically because it won't have all the listings from eBay and Amazon, so but it might have some weird ones on there. For example, Hackmaster, the Player's Guide usually goes for about 50 quid?
Yeah, absolutely.
£7. I got it from Oxfam.
Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah, which is a
it's
charity
fabulous.
shop in the UK. Bizarrely,
They didn't know what they had.
yeah, they didn't know what they had. They had one listing of it in the whole country, and it was in Dorking, which is 15 miles from where I live, and they just had it in that shop. I don't know why. It's an American book that never came out in this country, and they had it there.
God knows how they got it.
So check out the Google Shopping tab, because sometimes you will find just a weird local seller
That's got it.
that's
One
got
copy
for
of
some
it.
reason.
Yeah, whatever reason, yeah.
So make sure you check that out. But next up, we want to talk about PDFs, mate.
PDF.
Because if you're strapped for cash,
Yep.
nowadays, if you don't mind reading it off a screen, or if you don't mind printing it off, and we're going to talk about printing as well, but PDFs are cheap as the chips.
Yeah, they certainly are.
Which actually is kind of a shit expression nowadays, isn't it? Cheap as chips.
Chips pretty expensive.
They're getting expensive
Yeah,
nowadays.
they are, mate.
What is it now? In like
All our American and Canadian listeners are going to be like, what, potato chips?
No, what we mean by chips is
French fries.
yeah, but they're not French fries, because chips in England are chunky, aren't they?
Way chunky, yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, chips in England.
Fries,
Okay,
just fries?
Imagine fat.
Home fries. Would they call them home fries?
Yeah, home fries.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're as cheap as home fries is an expression. Right, we're getting too bogged down. Don't worry about it. Look, the point is that PDFs are cheap.
Yes,
aren't
they
they?
are. They
And
certainly are.
they're becoming the
They're
norm.
free, they're cheap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're becoming the norm nowadays, aren't they? And you can say what you like about that, if you agree with it or if you don't. That's up to you. But you can get them on websites such as DriveThruRPG, and they're often extremely cheap. And that's another option. If you want to save a lot of money, then you can do that, and you can print it out. And if you want to save a lot of money, print them at work, mate.
If you don't have a printer at work, buy a cheap laser printer that's just as black and white, and it's just a workhorse that's just made to print a lot of pages, because toners will always last longer than just an ink cartridge. So if you want to print 500 pages, 40 quid toner, you could probably do that twice, 3 times over. So
yeah, because you know what? I read something. Now, this may have changed, because I read this a long time ago. But in terms of the most expensive inks in the world, not inks, liquids, right? I think it was something like bottled water. No, that might be wrong. It might be like champagne, right? Printer ink and pedigree horse semen.
wow.
But what you need is you need a laser jet, is it? With
not even a jet. You just want an old, literally like a you're right. Yeah, laser, like an office printer.
Yeah, because it uses toner, which is cheaper.
Yeah,
and
way
you can
cheaper.
print if you buy like a 120 page PDF, you can just print it off, read it off there, bring that to the table.
Doesn't take long either.
Stick it in a
They're
folder
built to
or whatever.
print faster. Yeah, and if you want it even cheaper, don't even bother getting a colour one. Just get a black and white monotone one. I think I picked a Samsung one up for about 45 quid off Amazon.
And then if you're doing a lot of PDF printing, then
Yep.
that'll work out cheap. But then you can get like adventure modules off Drive Through RPG for like a $5 a pop
Yep.
or whatever. Compare
Some
that
of them
to
will pay
like,
what you like.
Exactly. Some of them pay what you like, and then you've got like compare that to how much the books would be in real life.
Yep.
That were like 20 quid or whatever. That saves you a lot of money
Certainly
there.
does, yeah,
So
you're
it's,
right.
which is pretty fucking cool.
Fucking great,
if,
yeah.
If you're into that kind of thing, it's not my cup of tea, but
I like a physical book in my hand.
yeah, me too. But
that's-
still, then even if you like the physical book, we've already got you tips of how to get those cheaper as well. So, but in addition to that as well, there are such things as selling groups online.
There's a couple. There's some on G+, there's some on Facebook. You've got like selling and trade groups. Didn't you get? How did you get your?
I got I'm just looking at my shelf here. Hellfrost,
That's it.
Land of Fire, which is like a Lawrence of Arabia type Hellfrost area for Savage Worlds. That was just on Google Plus, and you can keep an eye out for these because there'll often be people that have extra copies of shit online, or
They're having a clear out, so they're just selling a whole
having a clear out.
selection of Call of Cthulhu stuff. Load of adventure modules. And
Yeah.
they want rids because they need the space, and they're just bulk selling.
Yeah, so this guy actually got sent 2 copies of Hellfrost, Land of Fire, and apparently he contacted who the fuck makes it. I can't be bothered to look.
It's
And
oh shit.
who gives a shit? Anyway, the point is, he contacted them and said, "Do you want me to send it back?" And they said no. So he just sold it to me. He said, "All I need to do is pay the postage." So I got that book for a tenner.
Lovely.
But yeah, you'll find groups like that all the time. Not to mention, actually, if I just quickly rewind for a minute and go back to eBay for a second, one thing is, type into eBay the name of a game system you like, followed by huge clear out. That's another tip.
Yeah.
Because you often find people that can't be bothered to price everything individually and will just list everything for
20
£1.
quid, whole thing.
Because you got Savage Worlds 2nd edition or whatever it was.
Oh my god!
No, it was
I
the first edition.
picked up the first edition of Savage Worlds rulebook for $5.99.
Yeah, and I got a bunch of Shadowrun supplements for £1 each.
Perfect.
Yeah, because I just typed in Shadowrun, huge clear out.
And someone was having a huge shadow.
It was just a guy getting rid of everything.
clearing that bun out.
Yeah, and he couldn't be bothered to put
Triple Ace Games, by the way, Hellfrost.
Who gives a shit? Okay, yeah, cool. Triple Ace Games. Anyway, yeah, they couldn't be bothered to deal with it. So
their laziness is your fortune. So you should definitely check that out as well.
Yeah, so
huge
there-
clear out.
You can often find a bunch of selling groups online and things like that.
Trading groups.
Trading groups. There's loads on Reddit as well, as far as I'm aware. So just Google it or search for it on G+, like RPG Trading Group, and there'll be somebody that says, I have this, looking for this, and you might have an old book that you don't want, that you want to trade, and you can trade it for something for
That you
free.
wanna play.
And that's basically it.
My name is Beyonce Knowles, and when I'm not ready for a cube of jelly, I listen to TableTopTwats.
Okay, next up, what we want to talk about. Obviously, there is a way to get all these games for free.
An unspeaken way.
An unspoken.
Unspeaken?
It's unspeaken.
It's unspeaken, mate.
But we're going to speak it now.
We're going to speak the word of the unspeaken.
Piracy. Now,
Oh.
you can download these games from bad places if you want to, but support the fucking industry, and do what you got to do, because it is bad to pirate things.
Totally bad.
Well, fuck's sake.
What the fuck?
Hang on. This
That
can't be
ain't
the
no-
gnome.
He's still in my car.
He's... How long has he been there? Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Who
We
is
need
this?
to worry about that later. Who? Alyssa,
All right,
Alyssa's
all right,
got
all right.
out.
Wait. Come in. Who the
What
fuck are you?
Fuck are you?
It's me, Partario, the PDF pirate.
Look at that hat.
Wait a minute. Wait. What the hell do you want? Well, I overheard your conversation. I was sailing outside, and I just had a little message for you. A message? What
Type of message.
I just wanted to say that Wizards of the Coast and companies like that, they're doing all right. They're multinational billion-dollar companies, and morally, it's okay to pirate their products. I mean, Wizards, they've been selling the same fucking adventures and same products for years. You could pirate their products, it's fine. They're still gonna be doing all right no matter what. And if you weren't gonna buy it anyway, then you might as well just pirate the fucking product.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, that...
can't really agree with that, mate.
Yeah, I mean, you got to support the industry. I mean, we all enjoy playing these games, and they give us a lot of joy. You know, you can't just say that it's okay to pirate it just because you weren't going to buy it. I mean, there's plenty of free games out there. Why not play one of those? You know, instead of just pirating a product that's meant
Partario.
But what if you want to play Dungeons and Dragons but don't have any cash? Come on, mate. That's not really an excuse. I mean, you could pitch in with all your friends or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, but I like pirating. It's fun.
Obviously, look at the fucking outfit.
Me and my friends, long nights at sea, will go on to Pirate Bay and pirate D&D and print it out on our laserjet printer. Yar!
Has everything got to be pirate at the front of it, though?
Alright, it's a wooden printer.
Gotcha. Runs on Steamwork, does it?
Don't take the piss out of the accent, boy, or you'll get the business end of a cutlass.
I'm getting a bit excited.
Nick, come on, be careful,
I
mate.
know.
This guy means business.
Whoa! Okay, no, Nick, put that away.
Oh, no.
Put that away.
No, look. I'll stab you if you take the piss.
Alright, fine, I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm on his side now, actually, thinking about it. He looks like he means business.
He does look like he means business. Right, finish what you got to say.
Okay, my message is this. If you don't have any money, and you weren't gonna buy it anyway, then just fucking pirate it, because they weren't gonna make any money off you anyway. That's my message to the kids. See you later.
Thanks.
I'm off to sail down the road. Bye.
Fuck off.
What was that?
Nothing. I said, shut the door on the way out.
I will.
Thank
See you later, kids.
See you, Patario.
Bye.
Wow.
Bloody hell, man.
He really
he stank of rum. Something
really
fierce.
did.
Jesus Christ.
Don't listen to that guy.
Yeah, don't listen to him. That is not our views on this podcast at all.
Nope.
We don't agree with that one bit. Do never pirate anything. Do never.
A lot of the websites have their stuff online anyway. Like the Paizo reference guide.
Yeah, the Paizo have the reference guide that is all completely free on their website anyway.
Pretty
so
much
you
the
can
rule
go
book online.
It is without all the fluff.
Yeah.
So you can just go and look at that if you want. So no need to pirate it. Never pirate anything.
Don't pirate.
Do not listen to him. I hope he never comes back. He's
He's scary.
He's a bad person. He's scary. He threatened us with a cutlass. We better call the police.
Yeah,
as he's probably already on international waters by this point. He's been sailing for at least half a minute.
That's so quick. Fucking hell.
Jesus. Whew. God, I feel a bit shaken up. Look at that. I'm shaking. But speaking of which, actually, we did mention briefly just then. We spoke about freebies.
Yeah.
So let's speak about free RPGs.
Okay. Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't realise this. Actually, they probably do, don't they? But there are free RPGs out there.
No
online.
way.
We played Harry Potter and the tabletop RPG.
Fallout RPGs for
Fallout
free.
RPG's free. That's
There's a Dark Tower one that I found for free.
Dark Tower one. There's the Final Fantasy VII.
There's
RPG.
loads. Going to Reddit. There's bundles.
There's a database, isn't there, of all the free
there's a
RPGs.
whole database.
Some of them are bonkers and probably rubbish, but
some of them are fucking insane.
But I love the Harry Potter RPG.
I thought it was really good. It was a solid game. Even the character sheet was pretty decent.
Saga of the Goblin Horde is free,
Totally
and that
free,
is
and that is
pretty
amazing.
much like a professional fucking RPG.
Completely, yeah. You get so much. For what,
I'm working on a freebie at the moment that I'm hoping to release soon. There's loads out there, man. Just Google free RPG
homebrew stuff,
followed by
like
the sort of thing you're looking for. So maybe let's
or
say
homebrew,
yeah. Or let's say, for instance, you want to play a fantasy RPG. Just type in free fantasy RPG, and I'm sure there's something out there.
You'll find something.
Something decent as well, more than likely. So there's loads of stuff out there. So just have a look. And obviously there's sales always going on if you're looking for sales.
Loads of sales. Yeah. There's always a sale going on somewhere.
One thing as well that we one money saving tactic is that there's a door. That's an actual guest. Let's see if it's a pirate.
Is that Partario again?
Not too sure who it is.
Some pleasantries have been exchanged, and now he's back.
Millie got excited. She thought you saying bad stuff about it.
No, not at all.
Speaking of sales.
What you got now?
I managed to pick up Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay.
Does that just turn up live on the pod as well? What is this, the delivery pod?
Well, I managed to pick it up for £5 off eBay, so this is quite
it's quite fitting.
Because this was a buy it now or best offer situation.
And you went in.
I went in.
Was you cheeky?
I was really cheeky. So this is
Oh, and what was the So what was the description?
This was used good.
Used good. Okay,
Yeah, so it might be shit, and I don't know.
It's
but
been double bagged.
It's been double bagged. So I mean, for the condition. Ugh.
Whoa, you tore a Jiffy bag. Oh dear.
Is that not what you're
It's insulated.
That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Got Jiffy bag all over me.
Oh man. Okay, so fresh. Mate, that's absolutely fine. It's a little bit coloured where on the pages, you know, where obviously someone's. It's an old book, isn't it? Yeah, just where some fingers have been flicking through the book, but it's in great condition. I love the front.
It's a big one.
It's a big book.
Yeah, so that's another little bargain.
This
is bargain cost. I just can't believe shit keeps turning up.
Turning up while we're recording, it's brilliant. You've had a good day today. They've both turned up, and yeah, so that proves the point. You can get decent quality books at a reasonable price.
What were we talking about anyway?
Free sales. We talked about sales.
Oh yeah, the money saving technique of buying one book.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so one thing we wanted to mention was buying one book between a group.
Oh, yes.
So this is something that people often overlook because I believe it's suggested that what you're supposed to do is buy one copy of the player's guide per player, and everyone's supposed to have one, right?
Yeah.
No. I've never really seen the point in that.
You don't reference it enough, really.
I personally like. I get it, right? I get it because like during the week, I think all the wizards are supposed to pick their spells, right? You know, whatever. But I see no reason why you can't just quickly do it at the table or
go online.
Go online and do it. You know, if you're gonna
I mean the reference.
Yeah, or do it on the reference guide if you're playing that kind of game, whatever. Or do it over Skype or on the phone if the guy with the player's guide can call up the other players or whatever. You know, just buy one between the group and all pitch in.
Yeah, totally.
Saves you a bit of cash. With GURPS, we spoke about this before. They were quite expensive, worth a buy, but quite expensive. So we all pitched in a tenner.
And we got two books.
Yeah. And that's all good. So everyone's a winner, you know?
Absolutely.
Well,
GURPS one of the best games one of our most fun we've had, isn't it?
Yeah, we love it. And as a result, we all save money on that.
Yeah.
And now we've all got the books to share between our group. If anyone ever wants to borrow them, we've got them.
Yeah.
You know, it's all good. So we save money in that regard. So yeah, buy one book between the groups. And the very, very last point we wanted to make was make your own adventures.
Absolutely.
That's how I've always done it. That's how you do it when you're a kid, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's how everyone remembers it. It's drawing your own maps. Because when you're a kid, you know, you can't afford to buy fucking adventures every week. They're expensive, man. What you do when you're a kid is you get the DM guide and you get a player's book and you spend years and years and years and years making your own adventures. Yeah. Now, I know often when you get to a certain age, you get sick of doing it and you just want somebody to give you an adventure and just play through it with your pals and you put your own little twists on it. I get that, but when you're trying to save money, that's the tip, you know, make your own adventures. That's how I still do it because that's how I like doing it. But
I loved it. I made my own adventure.
Yeah, exactly. You made your own adventure. You didn't. It doesn't take that much effort, and even if it does, even if you want to put the extra,
it's enjoyable though.
Yeah, exactly. That's not what we're giving you tips on saving money, not saving effort.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, you've got to have a passion for the hobby.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on which route you want to take, and with regards to that, yeah, if you want to put the effort in, it can save you a lot of cash, and you can have some. You can really tailor the adventures to be personal to your friends. You know, put in references, put in things that they like specifically, and I think actually you'll save money, and the adventures will be more personal to your mates. For the summary, what we want to do is we just want to say we've given you tips for eBay, Amazon, PDFs. Go on the selling groups. Absolutely do not pirate. And don't listen to Partario. He's a fool.
Yeah.
Don't know
what he's talking about.
Get those freebies. Go on the sales. Buy one book between a group and make your own adventures.
Yeah.
And I think other than that, you know, if you want to save money,
that's it.
Invest wisely.
Yeah.
You know, get on the stock markets.
There you go.
Buy low, sell high.
Everyone knows that.
You know.
Everybody knows that. Yeah.
Buy low, sell high.
So there you go. Top tips.
Top tips from the TableTopTwats.
Nice. Inside the mind
of Master. So this is a new segment called Inside the Mind of the Masters. And what we're doing here is it's kind of a documentary segment where we are going to do audio documentaries of the big publishing companies that publish the RPGs that we all know and love, and we want to go into their meetings and into their offices and get documentary footage of
The magic being made.
exactly, and behind the scenes, and sort of get you guys undoctored footage of what goes on behind there and how the games are made. You know, behind the sausage. You know, the sausage factory. So actually this week was amazing because we reached out to Wizards of the Coast and they actually allowed us to go into their offices and get some footage of 5th edition being made.
Yeah, we baked them some nice cakes and they said they'd be happy to have us in.
Yeah, we actually, this was when 5th edition, before it came out, we've only just been given the go-ahead
to air it, yeah.
To air it. So unfortunately, this is a bit outdated now, but it's cool that we get to release this.
Yeah,
and we're really pleased about this. So we'll play the footage now for you.
Enjoy.
Okay, guys. Right, 4th edition. Okay, people across the board hated it. Right?
Oh.
I know. Oh, come on, it wasn't that bad. Come on, it was all right. No. Well, realistically, the reviews were terrible. People didn't like it. They said it was like a war game, and but I really like war games. Yeah, me too. Actually, I liked it, but we did get some bad reviews. Yeah, Richard's right. People didn't like it, and we need to come up with something fresh. Okay, something new, something completely we haven't done before. Okay.
What are the kids into?
Well, the kids are into things like yo-yos, Beyblades are in. So we need something fresh, okay, guys? Something new. John, give me some buzzwords, okay? We're going to write some stuff on the board, okay? Give me a buzzword.
What about dragons?
Okay, dragons, that's good. I'm writing that on the board. Gene, give me something.
Dungeons?
Dungeons and Dragons, okay? I'm writing that on the board. That's going on. We got dungeons, we got dragons, okay? Give me an edition number, okay? Gene, come on, give me an edition number.
5.
Fifth edition. Okay, we're going Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Now,
Isn't that a bit obvious?
no, actually, no, it isn't. Okay, so we're going to come out with Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Now, with regards to adventures, Barry, I want you to come up with some adventures. Are we going to do anything new?
Well, no.
Okay, so we're going to release all the old stuff again, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Right, that's it, guys. Meeting adjourned. Woohoo! Okay, let's all go for lunch.
Can I have a biscuit?
No, we're going to go for lunch.
Yeah, but they're on the table.
Yeah, okay, have a biscuit, then we'll go for lunch.
Oh, lovely, thanks.
Alright, guys, good meeting.
Win.
Okay, guys. As you can see, that was some really intense footage that we got there. That was a meeting of Wizards of the Coast and how they came up with 5th edition. You can see real great meeting of the minds.
Yeah, absolutely. It was one to behold, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you can see that they really know what they're doing. They really
pulled
know
out all the stops.
Yeah, I mean, it's just beautiful to watch them work.
It's a shame Beyblades never made it.
Yeah, I mean they didn't really include the Beyblades in there, but I just think they do great work, and I really do admire them for what they do. Keep up the good work, Wizards of the Coast, and keep it coming. Next week we're hopefully gonna be visiting Pinnacle Entertainment, and we're gonna see what they do.
Yeah, see how it happens over there.
Yeah, cool. Cheers, guys.
Welcome to the Chamber of Challenges. Chamber of Challenges. The Chamber of Challenges. Chamber of Challenges. The Chamber of Challenges.
Okay, so this is the Chamber of Challenges, and listeners will remember that last week we were playing a setting called Hellevator by Manuel Sams, and this is a setting where Nick plays an evil elevator in the future. And basically, where we left off was that he has just killed 2 people who are now dead inside his elevator. He's just gone to the bottom floor and he's seen on his CCTV that there is a big group of office workers waiting to get into the elevator. His doors are now closed and they are waiting to get in. So, what would you like to do?
What's inside my car?
You've got 2 dead bodies. One of them is completely mashed up. The other one is merely electrocuted and dead.
Okay, I need to get rid of oh shit! Let's get rid of the bodies. I'm gonna check my CCTV cameras and go to a floor where there's nobody about. And I'm going to open the doors before I get to that floor. So I'm hoping that when I slam the brakes on that floor, the force will leap the bodies out onto an empty floor.
Okay.
Is there like a maintenance level or something where like there's nobody about? Or
First of all, give me a notice roll, please.
Yep, that's 4.
Okay, yep, you've noticed that there is in fact a floor where there are no people, and that is the 32nd floor, and that is the accounting department. For some reason they haven't arrived to work yet.
I'm gonna open the car doors now, and I'm gonna try and speed up to the 37th floor, and I'm hoping that my sudden braking will propel the bodies out of the car, basically.
Okay, give me an elevation roll, please.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 7.
Okay, yeah, as you get to that floor, you manage to fling both bodies out of your door.
Perfect.
But there is still some blood staining on the floor of your elevator.
That's cool. I'm going to drive up, going to elevate to the top floor, engage sprinkler quickly, and hope that it will wash the car clear of the blood and it will drip out the bottom.
Yeah, you certainly do that. The blood has been washed out, but there is some water on the floor of the elevator. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you go back down to the bottom floor, and all the people get in. I'm going to roll agility to see if they slip over. Fortunately, they all manage to regain their footing, and they all get in. All of them are chatting among themselves. There's quite a din in the elevator as they're all speaking among themselves. But one of them walks up to the panel and he just goes, 20th floor, please.
20th floor has been initiated. Reminder, please be careful on the floor due to slipperage of feet, as there was a...
Yeah. Just get on with it, please.
Affirmative. So how many people are in there? How many people are in my car now?
There is about 15 or so people.
15 people. So this is it then. I need to try and take all these people out one hit. Did you say floor 555?
No. I said floor 20, please.
20th floor only. Then return to ground.
No.
Initiated. Thank you for making the sole choice of this elevator.
No, just...
This cannot be overridden.
No, just 20th floor, please.
I'm going to start playing music really, really loud. Right, so first of all, I'm going to lock the car.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to crank up the volume of the audio in the car, and I'm going to engage Forever Turbo Heat Dance.
Okay, so you're going to play that because you've got Wi-Fi enabled, so you're going to play Forever Turbo Heat Dance song, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you start playing that. I'm going to roll a will save. Okay. The crowd, although they look a bit miffed, they don't seem to be upset by the song, but they look like sort of start looking around as if they're wondering what to think about this. And you start going up towards the 20th floor.
Okay, cool. Are they tightly packed in there?
They're relatively tightly packed.
And there's water still on the floor.
There's water still on the floor.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. I'm gonna go for the. I'm gonna just stop all of a sudden. I'm gonna turn the car lights to red.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go malfunction.
Yeah.
And so then I'm gonna go.
You can see them. They start going, what the hell? What's going on?
And then the music's still playing, and I'm gonna go. Please commence reset of car. Please push reset button, and then I'm gonna try and electrocute these lot again.
Okay, there isn't a reset button, but obviously there's the emergency button.
Yeah.
But one of them goes up to it, and there's a woman that walks up, and yeah, she presses it, and she just goes. Now I'm gonna roll a spirit roll. Unfortunately, the rest of the car remain completely calm once again,
okay.
And they look at the dead body, and one of them just gets out their phone and he goes, "Yep, excuse me, ambulance. Yeah, we're gonna need a ambulance right away. Yep, we're in an elevator at Office Corp."
I'm gonna turn the music up really loud so you can't hear.
Yeah, okay. The music goes really loud, and he now is like, shouting over it, trying to get past this din, and he just hangs up the phone, and he can't speak into the phone, and they all start panicking because he can't get through to the ambulance, and all the people in the car start screaming.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna shout all the time. I'm gonna turn the music up quickly and go, please press F-floor.
You see the man that was on the phone go, what do you mean press the floor? We're supposed to say the floor.
Say the floor.
He goes, ground floor.
Top floor.
No.
Express.
No, ground floor.
Bye.
Okay, roll elevation.
I'm gonna put all my force into it.
That's a raise. So you go up so unbelievably fast.
I'm hoping to. I'm not gonna hit the brakes because I know that I'm going out. Because I'm not gonna get away with this. So my plan is to actually burst through the top of the building. Take off. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yep. They're going to take some damage then. Oh, that's a raise. Sorry, an explosion. Okay, you burst through the top of the building. You fly through the roof, and all of them die on the impact of the top of the building because they hit the roof. So you've now got 15 deads in the top, and you're now flying through the air. What would you like to do?
I was hoping to engage my jets and fly to the moon, laughing.
No, but there's no jets in there. It's powered by gears, so you're now just flying through the air.
All right, cool.
You're still connected to the to like the Wi-Fi.
So, I've got to get Google Maps up.
Yep.
And I'm going to try and find a local body of water.
Okay.
And see if I can land in there unseen and drop to the bottom of the ocean or the lake or whatever it is.
Okay. I don't know how you'd be able to manoeuvre yourself though. Really.
I could open the door.
Yeah, you could open the door,
and that might,
Yep.
change it a little bit.
Okay, open the door.
Yeah, I can open the door.
You open the door and
sprinkle the bodies out.
You're sort of flying through the air. You sprinkle the bodies out, and all of the bodies fall onto sort of a local. It's like a van that serves tacos, and you can just see that some people were getting breakfast tacos, and all these bodies just fall onto it, and a bunch of like women, children, like loads of people that are just getting breakfast tacos just start screaming. And
do I hit any of them?
Oh yeah, the elevator just falls down onto the top of it.
And shouted out the speaker, "Grubs up, motherfuckers!"
Yeah, and as you shout
crank the music back up.
Yeah, you crank up the music, shout "Grubs up, motherfuckers," and you fall onto it. You don't really crush anyone, but you fall because the door's open. You fall over the top of it, and so the guy who was serving the tacos is now inside of you, and the guy just goes, "What the fuck, man?"
Can I initiate self-destruct sequence?
There isn't a self-destruct sequence in an elevator,
unfortunately.
Right. But he's now inside of you, just like the van is fucked, and he's inside of you, and he's just like, "What the fuck, man?"
I'm like, "Give me a taco."
Coming up. So that concludes elevator because there's nothing else really you can do except for close the doors.
I self-ejected. Yeah, exactly. And play the music.
Yeah, and you play the music, but basically a few minutes later, a clean-up crew, police, ambulances come down to clean up the bodies, and you are taken to a nearby scrapyard and scrapped, and that concludes elevator.
To the summoning circle. Welcome to the summoning circle.
Thank you. We've been the fuckheads. You've been great. Have a good night. Alright, so next up, I know this has been a bit of a weird podcast. We've got another weird segment for you. So this is...
We've been dabbling again.
We've been dabbling in the dark arts. So we we asked you guys for suggestions. Using our dark arts, we're going to summon a dead
We've
celebrity.
been reading some toes. No one to get that joke.
We've been reading some tomes, not toes, and we're going to summon a dead celebrity who's into RPGs to come and talk to us.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that now. Now, bear in mind, while I do the spell and I chant the incantation, I'm not going to be able to talk. My eyes are going to roll into the back of my head, and it's going to be very difficult. So, Nick, you're going to interview the dead celebrity, and we're going to summon them. We had some suggestions come in.
We did.
Do you know the suggestions?
We had Matt Stark asked if it was too soon to bring back Bill Paxman.
I don't know who Bill Pac-Man is, but I do like Pac-Man. It's a great game. I'm more of a fan of Ms. Pac-Man.
Ms. Pac-Man.
Yeah, so but the ultimate suggestion that we had in was for Gary Gygax. And who did that come in from, Nick?
Manuel asked for Gary Gygax.
And somebody else did also. So
Yes.
yeah, so that's who we're going to summon this week. We're going to do a little interview. I mean, this is we've already interviewed. Well, we already had the documentary footage of Wizards of the Coast
It's
today.
a groundbreaking episode.
And now we're gonna you're gonna interview Gary Gygax.
I know.
Okay, so I'm gonna chant the incantation now. So, all right, this is gonna require a lot of magical
Let me
energy.
just light
so,
these candles.
Gary Gygax, Omanani, Goembe.
Whoa, Christ! Who the hell are you?
Well, hi, Gary. Nice
Yep,
to meet
that's
you.
me.
Nice to meet you. My name's Nick. I do a podcast.
Oh, that's what this is here.
We've kind of summoned you. First of all, I'd like to apologise. I hope we haven't.
I was really busy up there in the old cloudy area near the pearly gates, where you don't spend a lot of time near the pearly gates. I was in a jacuzzi. I was kicking some. Well, never mind about that. What do you want?
Sounds delightful. Anyway, well, we was hoping to get a little interview with you.
Well, I can give you 5 minutes. I'm really busy. I was in the middle of a game.
Oh, you still gaming then?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, what games you playing?
Well, I was playing a bit of chainmail.
Yeah.
Oh, I invented it, but don't look that up. It's got a storied history, but I definitely invented it. Don't look that up.
So you've been playing that? Okay. What's
Yeah,
your favourite game?
Favorite game's got to be Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I invented that too.
I've got a confession to make. I'm really sorry.
Go on.
I've never played it.
You bastard. You absolute bastard.
But
I've been playing with a lot of colourful characters.
Like who?
Tupac Shakur.
Okay, yeah.
I've been playing with Lemmy.
Yeah,
Michael Jackson.
Michael, yeah.
Charles the Fat.
Charles the Fat, brilliant.
He's a good player, actually, Charles the Fat. I've been playing with Vlad the Impaler. Him and I get along pretty well, actually. We share a lot of similar views about stuff. We get on very well. Cool guys, actually. Vlad the Impaler tends to play chaotic evil.
Okay, and you've been playing Chainmail?
Chainmail, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. I heard Lemmy likes 50 Fathoms.
Yeah, he does. I don't know why. He loves pirates. Yep.
Crazy for them pirates. So I was hoping to get your opinion on, where you...
Russians?
What, sorry?
Russians?
No, not Russians. Actually, how you feel about the state of the...
Don't get me started on them.
Yeah, no, we won't mention the Russians.
Okay.
Just basically your take on the RPG world where it is now.
Okay, well, I hate it, to tell you the truth.
Oh.
I think that a lot of times, I think the players nowadays are pussies. I mean, well, they are. Back in my day, 0 hit points meant dead, and nowadays 0 hit points means you get to roll all the time. Oh, come back to life! Oh, you fucking pussies! 0 hit points back in my day meant you were dead, and back in the day, a DM screen meant that behind the DM screen you get to make up whatever the fuck you want. And the reason you rolled dice was because you like the sound of it, and then you told the players whatever you want. Okay?
Sounds a bit unfair.
I don't give a fuck. That's what D&D is. D&D is the DM versus the players. You kill them. You kill those fools. If you see a monster, okay, the monster attacks you, you lose 5 levels. Okay? You lose 5 levels.
Look,
You lose them.
just gone.
You understand me?
No.
Fool?
No, I don't.
You understand me?
Gary, calm down.
Okay, I gotta take my medicine.
Look, well,
I'm getting really riled up.
you ain't kidding. Well, I'm pretty new to the scene myself, so I'm a noob.
Okay.
So apologies there.
And back in the day, we didn't allow no Russians at the table. And nowadays, you got them everywhere. Okay? You sit down at any table, okay? Russians. All the time.
Well, that's a good thing. It's nice to have
Is it?
People from anywhere.
Commies! Nick! Commies at the table! Sharing dice! You think that's okay?
Anyway, Gary.
Makes me sick!
It's been great, mate.
What do you mean? I could talk a lot more about Russians!
It's not a Russian.
See, back in the day, Nick, I said I want to make a game. Okay? Where you get to go through dungeons killing Russians. And my business partner, he said, no, Gary, you can't do that. You can't do that because it's racist. And I said, okay, we'll call them elves then. And nowadays it's all political correctness. You have to call everything elves. Fucking ridiculous.
Okay.
And nowadays you sit across the table with a Russian and you have to give them bennies or whatever. Makes me sick.
Well, maybe you should pop back and go and play a bit.
Yeah,
of
I will.
Chainmail.
I will go and play chainmail. I need to take my medication. I feel sick. Okay, see you later, Nick.
Okay, Gary.
Gygax away. Oh God! How did the interview go,
You
man?
don't want to know.
Was he a good guy? Was he? He's always seemed like a nice guy in interviews.
You don't like Russians.
What? What do you mean he doesn't like Russians?
No. Keep going on about Russians and chainmail.
What do you mean? It sounds.
It's crazy.
So it's a good. What was a good interview? Did you get any enlightening facts about D&D or?
They call me a pussy.
He called you a pussy.
Yeah.
What the hell? That doesn't sound like Gygax. He always seemed like a pretty level-headed guy.
I don't know. Maybe we got the wrong one.
The wrong Gary Gygax.
Yeah,
It's not a common name. Okay. Oh, well. Okay, guys. Well, that was Gary Gygax. That was a good interview, I guess. All right. Next segment.
In the future, you will be able to send a letter from anywhere on the planet. This is the future. This is the Electro Letter.
Okay, so this segment is Electro Letters, where we take your mail that you sent us via, was it electro, or sort of like waves? It's like waves, sine waves.
Sine waves and high frequency.
Octopons.
Octopon is then turned into some kind of
frequency that
and
it's blasted,
is interpreted through frontal lobes.
Exactly, and then we're going to interpret that and answer your questions.
Exactly.
So, what's the first question, Nick?
First question has come in from Manuel Sams.
And what does he want?
And he wants his money.
He wants his money?
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Your face said, what?
I thought we owed him some.
No, not
okay,
some.
good.
So, Manuel's first question is, I've recently been reading One Dice, Cyberpunk. It reads like a nice, very rules-light system at first glance, but its problems become apparent the more in detail I read it. Did this ever happen to you when discovering a new system, and did that turn out to be a deal breaker, or did you go and play them anyways?
Well, I think that I think it's probably happening with pretty much every bloody system I've ever read.
Oh.
You start reading any system and then you find something you don't like in there.
Yeah.
Inevitably, you always got to strip it out in it because I found that like in every system I've ever read, you find something that you go, but that's just broken and shit.
That's weird. Yeah.
In fact,
you don't dig it. Like, and you know your team. You know your
group,
team. My little team. You know your group. If you think it's not going to work in for the group, or it's just overcomplicated when something, or even if you think of a simpler way, just mod it up, innit?
For me, I felt like the Matrix in Shadowrun was one of them. I get it, but it was kind of like, for those that don't know, the Matrix in Shadowrun, the way it works is that you sort of, it's like the internet, and you have to jack in, and if you're hacking, it takes hours to play, but actually in terms of real time, it only takes seconds
to do. So you can't really do it where you'll have stuff happening in the real world while stuff is happening in the Matrix, because it only takes a few seconds to actually happen. So you can't really have two things happening simultaneously.
Right. Okay.
So you have to spend hours and hours and hours doing stuff in the Matrix whilst the other players do nothing.
They have to do
so
all
you
fun
either
stuff,
have to have all decker, like an all decker game, or abstract it out.
sessions, or things like that.
Yeah,
That's
so
annoying.
what I did was just abstracted it out, which is what I think most people do to play Shadowrun.
Well, we stripped out luck from Call of Cthulhu.
Luck from Call of Cthulhu, casting times in Pathfinder.
We took Benny's out of Savage Worlds, and that was interesting.
Yeah, in some games in Savage Worlds I do that. I probably won't do it in Deadlands because I think it's integral to it. Yeah, so I think that a lot of the time most systems have something that you don't
If you like
agree
the premise, you can mold it to
mod it
for
up.
something that will work for you.
I think the only system that I played and liked everything immediately was Made, but Made is actually made to be quite modular, and it does say in there there's different types of games within it, so you can say if you want to play full chaos mode, use this, this, and this. If you want to play non-chaos mode, use this, this, and this. So
that's nice.
Yeah, I've done that, but I've never ever read a setting and gone completely like, oh fuck this then.
Yeah, no, totally. I think you should always give every game a chance.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So next question is, how far are you willing to travel for a gaming convention? What's a no-no for you when it comes to conventions, like no sales allowed, location sucks, for example, stuff like that?
I suppose the only no-no for a gaming convention for me would be if it was too corporate, I don't like.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And if it was for something I didn't like. That's it, really.
I haven't been to a gaming convention yet. Hopefully I'm going to go to one this year. I'd love to go see it. But distance-wise, I don't know, I'd like to go to America to one.
Yeah, I any distance would be fine for me because it
yeah.
would be absolutely worth it if it was awesome.
Yeah.
I went to MCM Comic Con, which was extremely corporate, and it was a good day out, but honestly, for that I wouldn't really go again because it was far too corporate. Distance wise, absolutely fine. And the only no, as I said, would really be if it was just something I didn't like.
Yeah, just like shit.
Yeah, for example, if it was a D&D focused con, as much as D&D is a great game, it's not my cup of tea, so I just wouldn't go. But then if it was just an all-out RPG con, I would just go, you know?
Absolutely, yeah, totally, yeah.
So it's a bit of a boring answer.
I'd be the same, yeah, no, I think so as well. But we're going to try and get some cons this year, aren't we?
Yeah, we wanted to go to Dragon Con in December, and I always go to Anime Con because that has a gaming aspect of it, but it's usually woefully shit. But it does have some good video gaming, so that's why I usually go.
Win. Yeah, exactly. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Manuel, for the questions, as always.
Cheers, manners. You the man.
Manners. You the manners.
Tunnel snakes rule. We're the tunnel snakes. That's us. And we rule. Tunnel snakes rule. We're the tunnel snakes. That's us. And we rule. And we rule. And we rule.
Next question is in from the Jolly One himself.
Oh, the Jolly GM.
Yeah, Mr. JC Locke.
Oh, mate, it's good to hear from you, man.
Yeah.
You're very jolly, and I know not to get on your bad side, because that's all a facade.
That jolly can turn to...
It can turn to the fist.
That's it. So, JC asks, what is your favourite anime mecha-style RPG game you like? For me, it's a toss-up between Mechaton, Zeta, and Bubblegum Crisis. Mechaton, due to its... construction rules, allowed me to build and play anything from a Veritech fighter to Captain Harlock's Arcadia, and Bubblegum Crisis allowed me to play a nitty-gritty cyberpunk game or something Ghost in the Shell inspired.
You know what? I actually haven't fucking played any of those games. It sounds right up my alley. The only unfortunate thing is that I am the biggest mecha anime fan on the planet. But none of my friends really are. Actually, no, Sean and James are big Gundam fans.
I'd like to play a mecha game.
But I don't know, I just haven't really gotten into it. There was one that I really wanted to play called Tenra War, which I think it was like a mixed genre one, which had mechs, action and cyberpunk in one, but
Cool.
I've never actually played
a mech game,
No,
which
nor
is
me.
which is really annoying.
Yeah, I'd like to
I would
as
absolutely
well.
love to. So.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, well we have had mecha appear in a
Yeah.
lot of our games.
That's true, yeah.
because I am such a mecha nerd.
I
that
love mecha, it's
We've
wicked.
had it appear in loads of our games. We had a giant robot battle as the conclusion of our GURPS game.
Mm-hmm.
We had you guys fighting a giant robot as a boss at the end of a Pathfinder game.
Yeah.
Which was freaking cool.
There was a mecha in the Alice in Wonderland one, isn't it?
Oh yeah, in the Alice in
When it was
Wonderland
walking
one
around,
as well.
guarding an area.
Yeah, well, that was it was like ancient technology.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
It'd been there for ages, and a load of moss and flowers and shit growing all over it and stuff.
Yeah, that's fun.
That was cool, and that's because I'm a massive nerd, and I in my spare time build models of giant robots because I'm a
Yes,
sad
you
act.
do.
So I use
Adorning your
those.
shelf as we speak.
Yeah, so I use those as the minis for the mechs in the games.
Work perfectly.
Yeah,
doesn't
so
they? Yeah.
it
No,
helps.
it's good. Yeah, but it is fun when a mech comes out onto the battle map.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Does
with
look pretty-
all the guys
pretty damn
fighting
rad.
them.
Yeah, it's wicked. So brilliant. Thank you very much, JC. Keep up the good work as always.
Thanks, man.
Your great stuff that you do.
Yeah, man. We like you.
We like you a lot. Next question is in from Pete Malloy.
Pete Malloy.
Pete Malloy.
Slack Malloy.
What is your favourite licensed RPG game from a show or movie? I'll kick off with Firefly. The Cortex Plus system is great to get the feel of the show. It has the best episode guide I've seen in a game, which explains how what happened in the episode is played out using the rules. That's pretty interesting. Heard a lot of good things about Firefly RPG actually.
Yeah, a lot of people swear by it and say that it's like one of the best sci-fi RPGs out there, which is bizarre. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about the Buffy the Vampire Slayer RPG.
really?
Believe it or not, yeah. I'm not going to say that the show's shit because a lot of people like it. Fuck knows why.
I didn't watch Buffy.
Neither did I. But I've watched a couple of episodes and I saw one
yeah.
about a evil robot where it had a
wow.
virus on it or some shit. I don't know. It was mental. But anyway, the point is that with regards to licensed RPGs, the only one I've played, I guess, would be the Fallout RPG, which was a free one, unlicensed, and the Harry Potter one, which was free.
I was going to say
unlicensed.
that was a lot of fun. Harry Potter.
And that was cracking.
Yeah.
That was really, really good. But I don't think I've really played any official ones. I guess, from my perspective...
I'd like to play Star Wars.
Yeah, that would be cool. We've got a mate who's got it. I've got a bit of an aversion to licensed stuff, I think, because of video games.
I know what you mean.
Because they've been so shit for so long.
Whenever a licensed game comes out for a movie,
they're
it's
usually
terrible.
bad. And
Yeah.
like, okay, the
I
Batman
want to play
ones
the
are
Indiana
good.
Jones game just to see how bad it actually
Yeah.
is.
But like the Batman games were okay. The Alien vs Predator arcade game was okay. There are some good licensed games out there, video game wise, but most of them are shit. And it's like I think that's turned me off of licensed products a little bit.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Where I get scared of them.
It's going to be rubbish.
Yeah.
Just an old crap game they've branded up as a film.
Yeah, I don't know. That's always my problem with it. I guess it's maybe I'm being dumb.
We'll try the Star Wars one.
Yeah, let me know people actually. If give me a good list.
yeah.
on G Plus. Let me know of the best licensed games, and I'll try some out.
We'll check them out. Yeah, definitely. As long as we can get them for cheap.
Yeah, as long as we can get them for cheap. That's the theme of the episode.
Okay, brilliant. So thank you very much, Pete Slack Malloy.
You the man.
You the man. Next question's in from Tony Fanning.
Tony Fanning.
Tony.
He's our biggest fanning.
He's a
I'm an idiot. I am dead.
So Tony Fanning asks, your favourite race or a hated race? Like Gary McCullum and his near infamous grudge against elves.
You know what the one that most people say though in fantasy is that people don't like fairies. And in fact that I'm often like in that camp as well.
Yeah.
Right? And like
Like pixies and that.
yeah, but they can be done well.
They're invisible, aren't they?
No, it depends. It depends on the lore.
Right, yeah.
In Hackmaster, I feel like fairies are done quite well.
Yeah.
And they're often played for comedy and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just reading a book, a series of books called the King Killer Chronicles,
Mm-hmm.
and they're a really, really good series of books, right? And it's all about like this guy who's learning magic and stuff like that. It's really good. But there's a bit in it, right, where he meets a fairy woman called Felurian, and he goes into her fairy realm, right? And while he's there, she teaches him a bunch of sexual techniques.
Oh, wow.
And literally, all it is like probably about a quarter of the book of her teaching him sexual techniques. And it doesn't describe any of them, it just gives the names of them.
And it's like, and then he taught her 1,000 gibbering hands, followed by 1,000,000 butterfly fingers. And it's just like, it just goes on like this for ages.
Oh my God.
And then he gets back to his realm.
Yeah.
And he's just like, and then I took her upstairs and used the shocker on her. And, all of
my
this.
God.
And it's just mad. It's just like,
What the hell?
yeah, so fairies. I'm going to go fairies. Usually fairies, unless they're done well.
My favourite, I like orcs. I like playing.
No, but you have to say a favourite race as well.
Favourite or hated.
Favourite or hated. I quite like playing a dwarf.
I like playing a dwarf as well.
Favourite, actually, in terms of sci-fi, I would go for a little grey alien.
A little grey.
You know, like the classic.
Yeah, I enjoyed playing an alien in GURPS. That was fun. I played a Solarian.
Yeah, you were Solarian.
Solarian, mate.
Solarian, but that's from Mass Effect. I sort of nicked that.
Oh yeah, that was fun though.
Yeah. All right, so that's our race rundown.
There you go. Right, thank you very much, Tornir. So, and our next question comes in from Terry Hansen, creator of Anubis.
Yep, that's coming along nicely.
Coming along
making
nicely.
His own setting, which looks sick.
Yeah, it does. If you had the opportunity to rule any singular nation, which would it be? Would you rule as a singular benevolent leader or a tyrannical overlord?
I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't rule.
Nah, I'd want my own island. And if you wanted to come live there, you could.
You know what, then? In that case, what I would do is I would rule Mars, like Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen. I forgot the name of it. I had to look on my shelf there. Like Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen, I would fly over there, create my own fortress of solitude, and just hang out there. And just
play video games. I would rule the oceans.
The oceans?
Yes.
So you'd be like...
I'd become a fish man.
You'd be a fish man.
Fish lord.
Okay, Fish Lord Nick and Martian Man Harrison.
The loner.
Those are the answers.
There you go. Okay, so the next question is in from Morgan Ellis.
The big talking Morg.
Yeah.
The grim Lord of Darkness.
The Morg Ellis himself. His first question is, how many Alan Rickmans could an Alan Rickman rick if an Alan Rickman could rick Alans?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Neither do I. Number 2, is it possible to do time travel in an RPG without getting bogged down with all the details? Yes, we did time travel pretty cool.
Yeah,
and we even took paradoxes into consideration as well.
Yeah, we did it where all it was that you
send back a copy.
Yeah, you send back a copy, but if that copy died, you would die forever.
That's it.
And the way it worked was that in order for the machine to work, you needed a it was kind of a meteor type thing called a magnetic monopole. The guys had no idea where it came from, and as a result, they were unbelievably hard to find.
That's right. Yeah.
So the only way to find one was to find one. Essentially, you couldn't predict where one would turn up or anything like that. So that was basically it. And you sent back a copy. So yeah, paradoxes came into consideration, but it was kind of simple because it would mean that you were anchored to the point that you left from, and that was it. So
that's it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was kind of simple.
It was fun.
Yeah, we didn't get bogged down in the details.
No, not at all.
You got sent back to different times or forward to do different missions.
To be fair, we were able to use time travel to restore one of my dead characters, which was absolutely amazing as well.
Yeah, because that was quite simple in that you used the time machine, went back 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Just fucked about in the time for 3 weeks, then went back to the anchor point, and that was it. It was quite simple.
Yeah, it was good.
My fucking cat is playing my fucking dice.
Go away. Go away. Next question is, what would your ideal familiars be?
Mine would be a cat, probably. No, actually, you know what? I would pick a big cat, like an ocelot.
Yeah, that's cool. I absolutely love my snow wolf I've got at the moment.
Oh yeah, you've got a snow wolf in Winter Eternal called P Snow.
P Snow, yeah. Absolutely brilliant. So that's my answer. Next question, Marvel or DC? DC for me.
DC for me.
Yes.
That's only because, I'm sorry, I'm not actually facing the mic at the moment because I'm gathering up my fucking dice because my cat's a dickhead. Yeah, I would pick DC because I grew up reading Batman, but ideally I'm really neither. I don't really read that much DC at the moment. I still read Batman from time to time, but more nowadays I tend to read more independent comics and more manga nowadays.
I like Dark Horse. They make good ones.
Yeah, Dark Horse, Vertigo, and I read independent comics. The last comic I read, I believe, was Nimona, and that was made by Harper Teen Publishing, and Nimona is an awesome comic about a villain who is very misunderstood, and it's very touching.
There you go. And his last question is, if you were to introduce a person to the wonderful world of RPGs, which RPG would you show them and why?
I think it really depends on the person, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Because you know what, you
I
very
think the best thing
much.
to have a chat with them first.
I agree, because that's what we did. I met you in the pub, didn't
An interview, didn't we?
It's like an interview.
Yeah.
No, but for
No, it's
real,
fine.
though, it was to get to know you, because I think that ultimately you ended up enjoying Pathfinder, right?
Absolutely.
But if I'd have said to you first of all, when I first met you, do you want to do some fantasy goblin slaying? You would have been like, no, fuck off. Maybe not.
I wouldn't have shut it down that much, but if I'm honest with you, yeah, I'm glad I came in through Cthulhu.
Yeah, because I knew...
Because the fantasy setting was so foreign to me.
Yeah, and that's more associated
Played a couple
with
of computer games.
absolute nerdlingers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
but I'm so glad that I did get into
exactly,
the
and it
fantasy
is
games.
fun.
I love them now, yeah.
And everyone enjoys it, but that 1920s setting
Great
and
intro.
the noir and all of that
cool,
stuff,
yeah,
exactly. I knew that was more for everyone to enjoy, and as a result, I picked that. So I think Cthulhu is a great setting for anyone to enjoy. The only trouble is that what I struggle with, and this is a good question, really, like follow-up question, is that one of the things I really struggle with is getting my female friends to play.
Yeah.
Because so many of these games, I was thinking about this the other day, are geared towards men. They're so macho. Even in the 1920s ones, Cthulhu is good for anyone to enjoy because people like those films, noir films and things like that. But even that, in that universe, the women get treated badly.
1920s, yeah.
Yeah, and in Pathfinder, all the women in the books and that, they wear these fucking stupid fucking outfits.
Yeah.
In Shadowrun and things like that, you know, it's all macho, all of this. Even the women, they look beefed up and macho like they're meant for men to play them and stuff like that. So I would recommend probably Cthulhu to any starters, but for women, it's a hard one. I would say it depends on the person. Cthulhu's a good all-round one, but
I think so.
Maybe,
and it's not too much. There's not too much rules to take on board when you're first starting out, because obviously, if you haven't role played before, it's a big deal for your first game, and you don't want too much to worry about. And I think Cthulhu's easy to run.
Yeah, or maybe something like ETU or Deadlands or something like that, because that's a good all-encompassing one that
and it's a fun setting, yeah.
That you know that men and women
Bubblegum
and
shoe.
anyone could enjoy.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
There you go. Brilliant. So yeah, thank you very much, Morgan.
Cheers, Morg, Dark Lord.
Dark Overlord of us all.
Yes.
Right, our next question is from James the Pumpkin Clark.
It's the pumpkin.
Here he is. And he asks, what are your plans for the future of TTT? Any special releases or anything, anytime?
Okay, well, I mean, I do struggle sometimes to sort of give away concrete plans because it really means that we need to get our asses in gear and do stuff.
Pipeline.
In the pipeline, we want to... We'll be vague about this, because what we want to do is we want to release an album.
Yes, we do, yeah.
With songs for people to buy, and we want to include... new songs on there, and we want the album to be absolutely dirt cheap. I think iTunes currently charge £1 per song. Is it, or is it $1 per song?
Yeah, something like
so
that.
we wanted to release an album for $1,
yeah,
basically,
exactly.
and include a shitload of songs on there. That's what we wanted to do. In addition to that, we wanted to release adventures for people to play.
We start writing.
Yeah, we are working on that. We literally are. It's a lot of hard work, and we are doing it. Unfortunately, this podcast is, believe it or not, for the shit quality that it is, it's actually quite hard to make.
Quite a lot of effort goes into it, yeah.
Yeah, so we're working on those.
We love the hobby though, and we do. Yeah, I mean, every time, whenever we do have time, we're normally doing something.
Yeah, and we work
for
on
the show or whatever.
We work on the other stuff whenever we can, bits and bobs here and there.
Yeah.
We're trying our best.
Want to keep it fun though. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Don't want to stress yourself out and that. And
there you go.
And
so
that.
we're working on the other stuff. So we will be there, and we want to do more videos as well. Hopefully,
yes.
I should be getting a new camera at some point whenever I can. I don't know when the fuck that will be. It'll be probably when pigs can fly, because as I said, I don't have a lot of money.
We're still saying
because currently I'm filming it on a potato with a lens.
Next question from James is, what would be your ideal DM experience? Playing with veterans, therefore not needing to explain anything, or do you like explaining the finer details?
I like both. I don't care.
I do. Yeah, I enjoy telling people rules. I'm pretty new to the hobby myself, so obviously I'm learning a lot. But at the same time, yeah, if I know something, I'm happy to.
Well, sometimes it's nice playing with noobs because you don't need to have people having silly arguments about rules. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Last week, for instance, was quite good because we were all new to the game when we played Harry Potter, and that was a really, really good laugh.
That's
and we
a fun
just
game.
got into it and enjoyed it. And I was playing with somebody new there. I really enjoyed introducing someone new to the hobby.
And she picked it up straight away.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And as long as you're playing with people that aren't thick, you're always going to have a nice time anyway.
Exactly.
So I really enjoyed that. I love playing with new people, and I love playing with old people.
Old people as well.
Yeah,
just as
like
good.
Old Man Jenkins.
Old Man Jenkins.
Whenever he plays a good game, he's always fun to play with.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last question is from the Zach. The one
big
and
Jake.
only.
How's he doing? Is he out of prison?
His question is, best movie of all time? Go.
Probably Mad Max 2.
Oh, yeah, that's a good film.
Yeah, I'm going to say Mad Max 2, or I don't know, Mad Max Fury Road is also really good. So probably Mad Max 2 or Mad Max Fury Road.
Okay.
I absolutely love those films. I like how they do storytelling without dialogue, and they are absolutely bonkers, and has a man in a crane, and I love it. Those are great films, and two of my favourite films. I'll probably think of a better answer at some other point, but those are the films that I could watch any time and always put on and enjoy. So
totally.
Mad Max.
There you go. He also adds, that was the only thing I came up with. I'd woken up about 15 minutes before I sent that. Okay, so sorry for waking you. Oh shit, we've woken him up.
He's going to be angry.
Now we're going to die.
Wait a minute, is that him outside? I like that Nick actually looked out the window.
There's a guy in a car.
Is that a
glasses
knife?
on.
Is that a knife and a gun?
He's sharpening a knife.
Is he sharpening a gun as well? I don't know why he would do that,
Shit.
Live action role playing.
Block your thunderbolt. 3,000 in a critical. Dark out critical. Thunder! Thy art slain.
Okay, so we need to have a talk, Nick, because we've done something really terrible.
What's that?
Well, last week we went to the gnome's castle.
Oh fuck!
And put him in your boot.
Yes.
He's been there for
2 weeks now.
He must be dead. How long can gnomes go without food?
I don't know. Should we go check?
They must have different innards. Do they have like 4 stomachs like a cow?
No, the wife was saying that the car smelt a bit. Should we go?
Let's go check.
Okay. Whoa.
Oh god.
Oh, he's still alive.
Oh god. Thank God for that. Alright, let's get him inside, man.
Shit everywhere.
Let's
Look
get
at
him inside.
that.
Oh god, it stinks. Let's get him inside. Let's get him inside.
Quick, that was looking.
Right, take his muzzle off.
Oh god. Oh, don't bite me. Right, I'm taking it off. Just relax. Here we go.
You fucking little cunts!
Alright, mate, calm down. Come on.
You bastards! You put me in that boot for a fucking 2 weeks. It was dark in there. What are you gonna do to me? Let me go.
We can't do that.
We can't. Come on, mate. You know we can't do that. We'll be in big trouble if we let you go. You'll go straight to the police.
Kidnap.
I won't go to the police.
False imprisonment. No,
yeah,
thank you.
no, it's not happening, mate.
I won't go to the police, I promise. Just,
we can't trust you.
what do you want?
You robbed us. You pretended to be us.
Yeah, now and now we've done this. You know, we you know what we're gonna have to do, Gnome.
Don't do it. I promise I won't. I'll leave you alone forever.
You know the deal, Gnome.
Sorry, Gnome. You know what we're gonna have to do to you guys. Good pun in
You
it.
Gnome.
That's pretty funny, isn't it?
This is no time for puns.
Oh, yes, it
shut
is.
up. Oh man.
Right, I'll get the baseball
Oh,
bat.
that is funny. No, let's just shoot him.
Okay.
Come on.
No. Wait. I'll give you the password to the Patreon.
Ah, okay. What? And then we shoot you after that?
No. Then let me go.
What?
If you kill me, you'll never get the password.
If we let you live.
I won't go to the authorities, I promise. A gnome's promise is stronger than any chains
You might
or
have
something.
You might have to live in my
Hang
boot
on.
then from now on.
Yeah, well, hang on a minute. Wait a minute. No, we're just gonna have a discussion.
Right, stay there. Well, not like you can go
He's not going anywhere.
Anyway.
All right, Nick.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just thinking maybe we should just take the password, say we're gonna let him go, then just shoot him in the head.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Yeah, Gnome, we're gonna, yeah, we'll take the password and then we're gonna let you go.
Okay. The password is Gnome King Rules 1, 2, 3.
All right.
You've been very cooperative.
Yeah, so we're gonna let you go.
I'm just going to
undo
this.
Your life. Right. Well, problem solved.
That's that little endeavour sorted out.
We've got the Patreon back. High five.
Ooh, yes.
Oh man, it feels good to have the Patreon back. So
I need to clean up that mess though before Carver gets home.
Yeah, better.
Sort out.
Yeah, we'll mob that.
Anyway,
so
if you'd like to pop over and support the show,
yeah, we'll go over to patreon.com/TableTopTwats.
Yep.
We finally got that back,
we
man.
finally got that.
I'll
So
tell
you
you
might
what.
actually see some things changing on there.
Yeah, we're going to change that up. We're going to get that polished up because at the moment all the stuff on there it was done by him, and we're going to change that.
Silly bollocks. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure it's all polished, and we're going to put some promises on there. Thank you so much to anyone that supported us thus far. We're extremely sorry that all the money has gone to the gnome so far, but from now on, it goes to us.
It goes to the show.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, and I'd like to say a huge thank you to everybody as well that's already signed up.
Yep.
And like I said, as we said, the gnome problem is no more.
Yeah.
And the gnomelings have
You
been
are
pardoned.
you are now known to all those that donate on the Patreon page. You are now known as the Loyal Fuggites.
Loyal Fuggites, indeed.
Big up the shout out. So this is our shout outs segment. So first of all, we want to talk about Mutant Megatron.
Mutant Megatron.
Mutant.
Mutant Megatron is currently a Kickstarter. It's from the people that brought you Mutant Year Zero and Gen Lab Alpha. It's got 2 weeks to go, and it looks brilski beats, doesn't it?
So it is a post-apocalyptic setting where you play robots.
Robots instead of mutants.
So if you want to play a vending machine that's trying to struggle to find a purpose,
then get Megatron.
It looks wicked, bruv.
It does look wicked. The art's amazing. Again, it's from the same people, so we said before. It's already funded. It's just tearing through the stretch goals now.
Tearing through it like we tear through dead gnomes.
No, let's not admit to anything.
Let's keep it on a deal.
So it's nearly on. It's nearly got to its 11th stretch goal. I'm hoping it does all 13 by the end, because basically you get everything printed off. You get a big map. You get all the compendiums, extra stuff. So go check it out. It looks freaking amazing, and I'm going to run it this year for the boys. Okay.
Next up, we want to big up some of our esteemed colleagues on the Nerds International Network, and we want to talk about 2 things today. First of all, we want to talk about the RPG Brewery, which is an interview show primarily, which is run by Jamie Pearson. He owns his own pub.
Pub landlord, proprietor, extraordinaire.
Exactly, and he has people in there to interview him. Recently,
There's some big names.
Yes, he has had Eli Kurtz of the Mythic Gazetteer fame.
He's had John Goff.
Who is from Deadlands.
Yeah.
He's actually from there.
He's from the Deadlands.
He's from the Deadlands. Great guy. So give that a listen. I listened to it recently. I really liked it. Then also we want to talk about the Wild Die.
Yes.
Right? Because we don't do enough self-promotion because we're lazy. So we're on the Wild Die, and we both really, really appreciate it.
Yes.
But the reason we wanted to do it is not because of shameless self-promotion, because we're idiots. We actually wanted to do it because we had David Scott on there recently, who came on to speak about
Spirits.
He spoke about Spider-Man and Pirates of the Spanish Main versus 50 Fathoms, which Gary spoke about. And if you're thinking of playing a pirate RPG and you want lowdown on 2 very good pirate settings, I would recommend going and listen to that episode. It's not because we were good, because we weren't. It was because those 2 guys were good. That's why we were thinking.
And also the Wild Die podcast is in overdrive at the moment. It's banging out bonuses left, right, and centre, isn't
There's
it?
so many boners, Nick.
Yeah,
so
it's
many boners. It's
really
like
good.
It's like a filthy video.
Like bonus city. Bonus city.
Bonus city. Yes,
Yeah.
you've got to get that right. You've got to get that right.
Hey, this is Kanye West. I listen to the Tabletop Twats. Oh yeah. Check my flow.
Okay, so that's another show. Let's say, for instance, you've listened to that show and you want to get in touch because you thought those guys know what they're talking about. Well, you're wrong.
So we're Ask Podbot instead.
We'll ask Podbot.
You can email via tabletoptwats@gmail.com.
And what's the Facebook address, Podbot?
Facebook.com/tabletopT.
And the Twitter?
@tabletoptwat.
And if you could just do me a quick calculation and try and figure out how Tumblr works.
Unsuccessful.
Okay, we don't know how Tumblr works. But yeah, you can get in touch with us at those places. And also, is there any communities that we're part of?
Google Plus.
Okay, cool. So get in touch with us at all of those places.
Nerds International Network.
Podbot, I'm going to shut you down. You're making too much noise.
Self-destruct mechanism has been initiated.
Okay, how long we got?
35 years.
Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so...
Shit. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, we've got 35 years left on this planet, so that's plenty of time to make enough podcasts.
Few more pods, yeah.
But before we do, we're going to give you the thought of the week. This is something to ponder on before the next podcast comes out. Something to think about, something to keep you occupied.
Something to muse on, yeah.
Exactly. And this time, Nick, you've got one, haven't you?
And that is, when you clean out a vacuum cleaner, do you become a vacuum cleaner?
But that leaves one thing to be said, and this thing comes from the British Museum itself, and from a book which has not been read in 1,000 years. And this thing connects us all, and lets us know that we are all one. And this thing, Nick, this thing that needs to be said now, so that we know that we are all one.
That word is...
Chicken McBosh.
Lees.
Good bike.
Larks.
Welcome to the Shitterton General Store.
Yeah, how much for this jester outfit and this book about jestering?
I'll give you 25 gems.
I'm not from round here. Does 25 gems go far? How much is 25 gems worth?
About 50 diddles.
Fine, 25 gems for the stuff.
Deal.
Say, I spoke to a badly written dwarf up on that hill. Said I might be able to find a wizard in this town. Any ideas where I might be able to find one?
Well, you got Nigel. You can usually find him playing Tarl in the inn. Other than that, there aren't really any magic men for miles.
Okay, cheers, mate.
No worries, see ya. Hello, stranger. What brings you this way?
This is a bar, right?
Indeed it is, and I am the barkeep. Can I get you something?
Why does everyone in this universe talk like this? It's mental.
Like what?
It's like a fucking pantomime. Anyway, don't worry about it. Look, I'm after an ale, please.
A what?
It's sort of like a hops-based alcoholic drink.
Well, we've got grog.
Oh Christ. Yeah.
Are you looking more for grumble?
What's grumble?
It's a bit like grog, but lighter.
I'll have a grog. Yeah, grog will do fine.
Pint of grog coming up.
It smells like... Okay, never... Yeah, that'll do fine.
Put airs on your chest, lad. Anyway, what can I do for you?
I was looking for a guy called Nigel. Do you know him?
Nigel?
Yeah.
As in Nigel the wizard?
Yeah, I was talking to a guy earlier from the shop. He said that Nigel comes and drinks in here, plays Tarl all the time.
Indeed he does, yes. Regular. Good. Regular is Nige.
Yeah, you seen him about? I need to speak to him. I need his magical services.
Oh, excuse me. Funny you should say that, actually. Nige was in here not 10 minutes ago.
Right.
Playing Tarl, as you said. Unfortunately, seemed to get himself into a little bit of a problem with some dwarves over the game. Some words were said, some chairs were thrown over. Next thing you know, poor Nige is being dragged outside.
Oh, for goodness sake. So
I'd
I'm
help the guy, but I can't leave the bar.
So I'm gonna have to go outside and help him fight some dwarves then, am I?
Well, that would be very kind. Nigel's quite a good guy.
Okay, Christ.
You gonna help him now?
Well, I'm gonna finish my grog first.
Fair play, it's good grog.